I just picked up this Hewlett Packard 5454OC, 2 gig of samples, 500 megahertz oscilloscope. It's a nice piece of kit. I've used one of these before, having the 50 ohm input switchable as well. It's quite nice. The frequency, voltage, peak to peak, all the rest of it works quite well. I've had one of these in the past. I'll pick this one up for next to nothing, so it's faulty. I'll show you the fault if we just power him up. I'll go straight to there. Now, strangely enough, when I first powered it up, it actually went to the oscilloscope screen. I injected just a, I don't know, 10 meg signal into it, 1 volt. Pressed the auto scale button here, and it just froze. Just froze solid. Turned it off, tried it again, came on. Tried doing some of the calibration routines on it. They just failed every time and froze. So I'm starting to look at issues on the power supply with it. I've been advised that there's not a lot on the internet about this. So one of the things they do recommend is that you look at the power supply, which is a module in there, and also the flash ROMs can go on these. So there are 2 choices to look at the moment. So, but I'm going to start with the power supply. I've done the usual, sort of like booted up. I'll just press any button while you boot up. Press the blue button, which takes you to the installing the ROM files. It asks you to insert the disk. I've got the files on here. I've got an old XP computer that I formatted the disk with. I was looking to find a disk, to be honest. Put the 2 files on there, slipped it in, run the routine, installed, no problem at all. Powered it back up, same fault. Went down a version, powered it up, same fault. So I'm starting to think there's either a fault with the power supply or the actual ROM. So it's going to be one or the other. I'll just show you. I mean, somebody's already been here before. They've taken out the backup battery and replaced it with some double A's. And we'll have to have a look at that as well. I have checked the voltage on it. It is 3 volts, so there's no problem at all with that. Power supply is simple enough to remove. Let's turn him off. This is the LCD version. So unfortunately, the motherboard in this is basically all surface mount, which I really ain't looking forward to doing if I've got to desolder any of the flash or anything and that. So, but the power supply is got to be the simplest starting point. Basically, all your rails coming in off here. Mains is in over there. Power supply is simple enough to remove this peg. There's another one on this side. Take the floppy disk drive, slides out. What we'll do, we'll get to that point, and then we'll fire it up and check some voltages on it, which are freely available on the internet. Some people have kindly put a very basic circuit diagram. There doesn't seem to be a service manual as regards circuit diagrams for this or the power supply. So we'll just see how it goes. Okay, so I took the power supply out and dismantled it. What I've done here, I've actually connected it to the board via the connectors. Under running a test. It does recommend that you put a 2 ohm resistor between pins either 1, 2, 3, 4 to 5, 6, 7 or 8, and that should bring the power supply up, you know, like a switch on sort of mode for it. But I thought I'd test it in circuit first. It seems alright, to be honest. I've run across all the voltages. I don't know if you can see that or not. Those are the pin numbers and what they should be. The only discrepancy I've got is pin 17 and pin 19, but the manual I'm looking at is for the unit with the CRT, so there may be slight discrepancies. The other voltages are on P2 read fine. So I'll have a little bit more of a dig round, but it's only 0.07 of a volt off of what it should be, so I can't really see it making a lot of difference, but I'll have a look anyway. But same thing again if I powered it up. Obviously don't mess with this if you're not happy putting your fingers in stuff like this. You will get a little bit of a surprise if you do. To be honest, if you ain't got a clue what you do, you shouldn't have got this far anyway, really. And it's still coming up with the same warning message, but just probing some of the voltages down on these pins. I mean, that's a little bit high. That's it's 5.2, 11.92, a little bit low that is. Minus 12, that's fine. Minus 5.2, yeah, these all seem okay to me. Nothing on that one. And this is your 5-volt rail. So yeah, they seem okay, just basically probing. They do nicely give you this little connector here, just so you've got your 0-volt reference, and there's a 5-volt there, I believe. There really isn't a lot else I can check in here, really. I've had a quick scout around with a torch and looked down deep into the whether I can see any corrosion from the any of the leaking caps, but I can't see any. There's no components showing up as bad, so we'll move on to stage 2, I suppose. Have a quick look, but as I said, if you do, what I will do actually, I will actually power this up as it suggests, using the 2 ohm resistor shorted to from pins 1, 2, 3 or 4 to I think 5, 6, 7 and 8, which are the ground. Brings the power supply up, so I will try that independently. Obviously I don't think it's going to make a lot of difference, to be honest, but I will try it. And the next thing, I've just got to dig a little bit deeper then and get the scope out, I think, and start checking a few things. So I'll do that next. Okay, dropped the load across it, across the power supply, powered it up. Not much difference, to be honest, very little difference. Just get into the sunlight a little bit. Pretty much the same values, nothing really any different, to be honest. And these are the pin numbers, obviously, and the voltage measured in circuit and with a load resistor across well, any of pins 1, 2, 3 or 4 or so. So I've measured it, powered it up again, same result. So I think it's time to move on to stage 2. What I'll do another video once I've done a little bit more research into the flash EEPROMs and that, and I'm on contact Hewlett Packard with that error code and to see if there can be any help to me. Well, if nothing else, hopefully it'll show you what's inside one of these things. I have checked some of the caps and they're reading okay, so there's no smell of the proverbial cap piece, so to speak, from the this should generally go faulty. The board seems okay, I've checked it all, so I'd say the power supply is fine. I think it's just time now to do a little bit of work on the actual main motherboard.